My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform
I can smell you.
during an autopsy.
What the fuck?
Where were we?
Prologue.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Petersville. Dr. Jack Hadman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious. For the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists.
Dang.
They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time?
Oh, we're on meds? It's journalist note. Alright, cool. We're already making progress. Hi, this is Kate Brooks, reporter. Weekly, couldn't find you at home. I'm starting to suspect you are avoiding me, Mr. Handman. Anyway, we'd like to write an article commemorating your wife's achievements, so you'd be delighted to talk to you about it. Along with this note, I'm also leaving my business card to find you at home or at the office. Regards. Whoa. Nothing on the back. Okay, what's
They
these?
definitely pay me too little for this.
Fan. Thing. Chair. Oh, lipstick. I keep clicking the wrong button. Anything on it? No? Okay, cool. Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna go to the bathroom. Creepy. Bathroom. Jesus. Why is it so dark? Look, crazy meds.
Time to pull myself together. And get back to work.
And get back to work, yes. Got to go pee pee? No? Okay. What the fuck? That is quite terrifying, if I'm being honest. Hey,
Just set
stop
the camera
talking.
first.
The camera? Take the camera from the storage room. Storage? Out of order. What's out of order? The social room. I fucking feel that one.
This place is starting to look like a hoarder's dream, rather than a storage room.
I mean, yeah. Do they have mouse? That's really bad mouse sensitivity, but whatever.
Now remember, Jack, don't forget, hit the record button this time.
We're really bad at recording, huh? Okay, nope, that's the bathroom. Place it on the tripod and then in the dissecting room. Dissecting room. Laboratory.
Hopefully the tripod is going to hold up.
I don't like this. Great nudity sensor. Good job.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame.
Frame the cadaver and begin recording.
This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hadman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, Let's start.
Tell the students what is important in this profession.
Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand.
Ew.
It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea. The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process. During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself.
Okay.
Now, on to the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Just give me 2 seconds while I figure out where that is. Body. Alright, so. Look through the information provided in the police folder.
The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers.
Tobias.
Locally known as Old Toby.
Not
One
Old
was
Toby.
unemployed for at least a couple of years.
Poor old Toby.
The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows.
You just need some work, you know?
The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man.
Oh. Alright.
He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years
Sounds my
ago.
freaking mic.
They both had no contact with the deceased.
Okay.
Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket.
Aw, poor Toby.
That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
Put them
Now it's our turn
gloves
to
on.
take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera.
In
it's
the
in here
desk
somewhere.
drawer.
Aha! There you are. I knew it was here somewhere.
Alright.
As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame.
Here.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
Oh. Top down? Maybe? This feels weird.
Voila! Now we move on to the next step. Looking for traces. Take
I
your time.
feel that was a little
Look at the
weird.
corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
I want to take a picture of the knees. Oh.
The boiler-healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
Oh, okay. Anything here? Don't open your eyes, Toby. We'll have a lot to talk about. I don't wanna. I mean, you got them toes.
Some wounds in the feet and
Look at them
signs of
toes.
frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
What else you got? Look at them fingies.
Hardened
Bam.
hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite?
Hmm. Now, knees? No knees? All knees? Oh, not the bump on the head. Don't open your eyes.
That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
Okay.
In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Pin photos to the photo board. Photo board. Over here.
Some of my previous cases, a reminder of more prosperous times.
To photo board. Where is photo board? Ah! It's called a chalkboard, ding dong. There you go. Perform the autopsy. Alright, sir.
The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay, as you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So,
Okay.
enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Don't open your eyes, Toby. We'll have a lot of issues if you open your eyes.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnify. I guess I forgot to clean the knife. Scalpel. I guess I forgot.
Inspect the areas of concern with a magnifying glass. How to pick up magnifying glass when magnifying glass doesn't want to work.
A
Ew.
considerable collection. Scalpel.
Hello? Oh, tab, tool. Ah!
Which spot first?
Hand.
Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color.
Okay.
It looks like a burn mark. No doubt painful. But it's not
Owie.
pertinent for this case.
Alright, we'll come down here and look at the
Definitely a
dozies.
painful mix of frostbite,
That's
abrasions,
disgusting.
and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all.
And head
I
wound.
can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen. So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
Okay.
First, I mark the location of the injuries and make notes for each one. So, the head wound. Definitely an important clue. This is something we'll investigate first. We're not in frost season yet, but high humidity, wind, even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it.
Okay.
If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction.
Highly
The safety of the
consider-
internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally.
Okay.
This is of no interest to us. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Okay, put down the clipboard and continue the
We still have
autopsy.
one thing left from the basics. Rigor mortis.
From the rigor mortis examination. Tools. How do I do that? With a UV lamp?
Well, we take our deceased by the hand. Gradually we raise it.
Oh, we keep it in.
Now let it go. As you can see,
Ugh.
the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police
An
information
interesting
seems correct.
aspect to that. But okay.
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For
Select
this,
the skull
I
saw
need a
and
oscillating
open
saw.
the cranium.
The cut is made from ear to ear.
Oh, that's...
After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull.
Oh, I did not realize that this is going to get like this.
the
Whoa,
basic
a
examination,
brain.
We can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are... Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Yummy.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the
Oh, Jesus Christ, the
scare
fuck
you?
did that?
Yeah, I bet I did.
sides,
You
all the
coward.
time, pulling
make
the
me
brain
sick.
towards us.
Your weakness is pathetic.
Oh my god, you can't do that! Uh-oh! Meow. Got to be very slow. Very careful. Not to squishy the
So far,
brain. Interesting. Oh, am I good? I don't think I'm... Mr. Stark? I don't feel so good. Oh god, okay.
No. Everything is spinning. Pills. I have to take pills.
Bathroom. Bills. We're doing a little loony. Okay, you might need to change your pants. Yeah. For real though. Whew, okay. We're good, guys. Everything's good. Toby's still here. Brain's still here. We're doing good. Everything's fine. Alright, what's next?
Rule the fatal accident out as well.
Cool, write in all the notes. Exclude
Brain is in
fall.
good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs. I got a
Alright.
scalpel from my kit.
Scalpel!
The incision should be in the shape of a letter Y. We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall.
Ooh. Whoa. Okay. Around the belly button.
Alright, now we peel back and separate the skin.
Oh. With an empty hand, peel back the skin flaps. Mmm. Yummy. Oh, is that not enough?
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
Jack the Ripper cut open the first body. Nice. Got to remove ribs, dude. This game is.
Quite a satisfying crunch for some.
I love Nestle Crunch.
Anyway, after removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So
Look at them black
we should
lungs.
take a closer look at those lungs.
Began a thorough lung analysis by examining the organ.
We can see widespread black and
Pick up his
tarred
lung,
deposits
like it's
caused by
nothing.
smoking cigarettes. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but...
Mark the damage to the lung on the board.
What was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
We're talking about lungs, yes. Alright. Blood
What now?
collection.
Syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples. Specifically 3. From the eye, 5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it.
Nice. From the
The
eye.
creatinine analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse.
Right on the
From the
leg.
bladder,
Or the
we draw
bladder.
10 milliliters of fluid. Now we take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings.
Grab the notebook from the
Please excuse me
office.
while I run and fetch it.
Okay, Toby, you stay here, okay? Don't move. Be good boy. I'll give you a snack if you stay. Swear to God, Toby, if I hear you move, we're gonna have issues.
This whole thing is covered in stains.
Look
I
outside.
should check this out under the microscope sometime.
Use the centrifuge. Toby, you still here? Who's a
Let's
good
get back to
little
the
Toby?
examination. We put all of the samples into the rotor.
1, 2, 3.
Now, we set the appropriate time and speed.
Set the correct valves on. How do I know? How do I know? How do I... Notes. Aha, okay. Presence of alcohol in the blood. Time 15 minutes. Speed 70%. That's a lot of scribbly notes. But it's okay. So, oh, wrong button. So, 15 minutes, 70%. 15 minutes at 70%.
Okay, let's roll.
Start the centrifuge.
Oh shit. The fuses again.
Oh god.
My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform
I can smell you.
during an autopsy.
What the fuck?
Where were we? Oh yes, the blood alcohol concentration.
I swear to the love of fuck. Don't do it. Toby, you're gonna be my savior in this. I don't want to turn around again. Toby's gonna touch me.
Let's see what we've got here. Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that
The fuck does that mean?
Eau de Parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
Cool. Alright.
Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart.
Return to autopsy. Okay.
We remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart
Ew, why
looks
does it
fine.
jiggle
The
like
pulmonary
that?
trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death.
Ew. Why do that? Healthy heart. Blah, 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 blah. That's fucking disgusting.
Now let's take a closer look at the stomach. Size is normal, healthy, pink color, and as expected, the stomach has no major external damage.
Stomach is
We
fine.
must now cut it open and inspect inside.
Oh.
We'll do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
That's disgusting. Watching that fucking door, man.
We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the
Oh
pylori
no.
end.
Okay.
I already feel like there's something left inside.
Ew. Okay, the people that actually do this for a living, you're a little fucked up. Like, are you okay? Who hurt you? And what happened in your childhood that made you go, let's cut open dead people?
Okay, large amount of gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
Ew. I don't like this.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is...
I want to look.
Couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
I don't want to look. Begin a thorough trachea analysis by examining the
At first
organ.
glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach.
Why
The
do
external
they
inspection
make
doesn't
it
tell us
wiggle
anything.
like that?
This time we'll cut on a tray.
Like, they just had to add to it.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision.
A precise
To be able to
incision.
cut with the very
Oh,
tip of the
God.
blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen. And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Oh. Okay.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back. Then,
Ah.
the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death.
What's the main cause of death?
That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Alright, interesting. Definitely an interesting, little thing there. For sure. Decide the appropriate manner of death.
And now it's all clear. The death was suffocation. Now, signature.
Write your signature at the bottom of the
The
form.
mystery is solved. But for us,
Bam.
this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up.
Gross.
For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps. And then, we sew the deceased back up. I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do. Beautiful.
Okay, cool. Leave the body.
Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
Place the body in the fridge and close it. Out of order. We just... Oh, Jesus.
God, I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
Great, head to your car in the parking lot. We're just gonna leave his little organs here? I'm not gonna clean those up? Or the camera? Okay.
I'll call Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today.
Okay, cool. Yay. We did it. What the fuck? What is this? Can I help you? Oh god. Oh, what's gonna happen? I don't wanna. Oh, it's just a fucking skeleton. I got scared by a goddamn skeleton. Oh. Oh. Can I help you? Ah, what the fuck? What is happening? Why am I drowning? Why am I drowning in skulls? Somebody explain. This is definitely a nightmare. Can I get out? I can't move. That's for damn sure. I'm just sinking in skulls. Am I okay? I don't think I'm okay. No one answer that, because I know I'm not okay.